Hello everyone, DJ here. I thought you might be interested in some current events. We all are aware of the current ongoings with the federal budget and what's happening as a result of that. When I restarted this website and started this YouTube channel last year, I said that I would avoid giving political opinions. I hope I can still update you on some of these events while still keeping that vow. I think this will be quite interesting for you. During the Senate debate this morning on the federal budget, a senator brought up some interesting facts pertaining to reservists. That senator was Miss Joni Ernst, a senator from Iowa and a retired National Guard officer. I found a transcript of her speech on cspan.com, and I'm going to read part of it for you. It's several paragraphs, so please bear with me and forgive me for looking at my monitor rather than looking at the camera. And if you're a podcast listener, then obviously that part won't matter, will it? And if you're interested in seeing at least the part that I'm reading, you can find that on my YouTube channel, on my website, and I'll have an announcement at the end of this. So when I start this and say Mr. President as the first thing that she says, she's referring to the President of the Senate, not the President of the United States. So Senator Ernst said the following: Mr. President, I rise today to urge Senate Democrat leadership to end their reckless government shutdown. It's no secret that over the years I've made clear that I don't like funding our government from one short-sighted Band-Aid bill to another. We must establish a path forward to responsibly fund our government for the long term. It's the responsible and right thing to do for our military, for future generations, and our veterans, and for the American people. But rather than finding a long-term solution to ensure stability in our military, the Senate Democratic leadership has decided to shut down the government. So what does that mean for our military? Well, for starters, critical defense projects will have to come to a halt. We can also see delays in maintenance of our critical aircraft, ships, our weapons systems at a time when our adversaries are becoming more aggressive and more advanced. And our service members who put their lives on the line every day for our country don't know when they will receive a paycheck. I have an advisor right now that is deployed to the Middle East. I received an email from him this morning, and he said it's really hard for all of us here knowing that our government is shut down. But he said every day it's the same for us here in Afghanistan. We will do what we need to do. God bless him for that. Iowa National Guardsmen are deployed overseas right now. One of my former units, the 248th Aviation Support Battalion, is spread out through the Middle East doing their mission while we struggle to find a way forward for them in Washington, D.C. Military schools have been canceled. I spoke to an active duty Army officer this morning. She was scheduled for her pre-command course this weekend, and her orders were canceled. She told me I will not be able to go to that pre-command course before I deploy. She will head overseas not having had a vital course to instruct her on leadership in the military. The likelihood of her picking up that course again in the future? Near zero. Near zero. Additionally, having served as a battalion commander in the Iowa National Guard during the last government shutdown, I can tell you that these shutdowns have a significant impact on our National Guardsmen. A shutdown prohibits our citizen soldiers from participating in drill and training exercises essential to our military readiness. Our public affairs officer sent out this notice this morning from the Iowa National Guard. The headline, Iowa National Guard feels effects of federal government shutdown. Nearly 900 technicians furloughed. That's in Iowa alone. Approximately 400 personnel sent home from weekend training. That's just Iowa. 110,000 National Guardsmen were affected over this last weekend because of the shutdown. Now, should these men and women be called to defend our nation in the face of danger? It is critical that they are properly prepared, and a government shutdown does not allow this. During the time that the government shutdown goes on, we're not able to maintain our equipment. That hurts our readiness. Our personnel can't do their wellness and medical checks. That hurts our readiness. Our military can't go to their schools for advancement in their careers. That hurts our readiness. Once those orders to school have been canceled, you can't just pick up on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday and say, okay, I'm going to school now. There are only so many slots allocated. If you miss that training period, you may be waiting months, perhaps even years, to pick up those schools in the National Guard. During the shutdown, our folks are furloughed. Depending on how long the government is shut down, our citizen soldiers may not receive enough training days to be adequately prepared for duty. This could mean that their time serving throughout the year might not be included in their total years of service, potentially further jeopardizing their benefits and pay. What a lot of folks here that haven't served in the military or Guard or active duty, what they don't understand, in the Reserve and Guard, you have to meet so many points in a year for that year to be considered a good retirement year. If you fall a few days short of that, the entire year does not count toward your retirement. The entire year does not count towards your retirement. Unquote. It's very rare these days that any politician who has military experience. Even rarer is it to see a representative or a senator who is knowledgeable about not just the military, but details about reserve component life and service as well. How often do you see someone stand up and mention specifics about reservist life, such as the difficulty of getting school slots, or what a retirement year is, how it affects us? Whatever you may think of the political parties, if you are a reservist, then it's refreshing to see that we have at least one elected official who has an understanding of your perspective. If you'd like to see the full transcript of Senator Ernst's speech, I'm posting the link to that in the show notes. There's also a YouTube video of her speech. It's about 11 minutes long, and I will post a link to that as well. All right, well, that's all I had to say about this interesting little nugget of events. Now for that announcement I mentioned. If you would like another way to contact me, to perhaps talk about specific issues you might have or specific questions you might have about reserve retirement and other benefits, I've installed a widget on the website called SpeakPipe. This will allow you to record up to 3 minutes of material, which I will then be able to hear. Please record in a private room, of course, or a quiet room, of course. I think this will be an interesting little addition, and we'll see. In fact, what I'm kind of hoping is that we can spur some additional episodes, some additional articles and other material to further help people with their benefits. One request I do have for this is please state your question, your 1 to 2 sentence question up front, and then give me the details. We only have 3 minutes here, and it's not like it's a telephone where I can tell you, hey, you don't sound, right. So I can't tell you your microphone is messing up or anything like that. But let's see how this speak pipe thing works out. Hopefully it can benefit us all, and we can get some interesting materials to talk about in the future. That's it for today. This was just a quick bonus episode. I hope you enjoyed it and look forward to more in the future. Thank you for joining me. Have a good day.
If you liked what you heard on today's episode, then please go below and give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to this channel. Also, please let other people know about this channel and the information it can provide for them. If you have questions or comments, then have no qualms about posting them in the comments section below. Please remember the RC Retirement YouTube channel and the RC Retirement website are not recognized or endorsed by the Department of Defense, the Department of Veterans Affairs, or any other government agency. The information presented in these resources are for entertainment and informational purposes only. Also, the content of either of these resources should not be considered financial or legal advice. Please consult with your own legal counsel, accountant, and financial planner before making any decisions based on what you have learned here. As always, thank you for watching the RC Retirement YouTube channel.